Okay, we're looking at reinforcement removal, and we looked at the simplest form of that, which was extinction. Okay, now we're going to look at a second form of this, which is called response cost. Response cost. The basic definition is requiring the offender to give back some previously earned reinforcement. Left off a little bit of that there. Examples of this would be fines for parking or speeding. You know, when you park or in the wrong place or speed, you have to pay for a ticket. You get a fine, and that requires you to give back some of your reinforcement, what you have earned, i.e. money. Okay? Money is reinforcement for your work or whatever you do, and having to give some of that back in the form of a fine for doing something wrong is a response cost. And this can be in the classroom taking something away like recess, time on the computer, gold stars, etc. Something that's already been earned and you're taking it back as sort of a fine, a penalty. Okay? Timeout. This one's become quite well known. Key word here is removing the learner for a limited time. Also, very important. Removing from what? Okay? From the circumstances reinforcing the undesired behavior. Generally, when children act up, there's something that's reinforcing them in the environment. So if you put them in the corner, put them in timeout, you're sort of taking away that stimulus. And in a sense, it's a very pure form of reinforcement removal. This can be particularly good if you're not sure what's reinforcing the behavior. Take a look at the example here. Chad acts out in class. All the students laugh at him, and the teacher has to stop class for a moment to regain control and attention. What do we got here? Well, the options we've got are, punish Chad, ignore him, which would be in a form of extinction. But what if you don't know exactly what it is that's reinforcing him? It may be the fact that everybody laughs at him, or it may be the fact that he enjoys moments when the teacher has to, loses control and has to try and regain things. She could try something like, the teacher could try something like response cost, taking away his gold star, or time at recess. But let's suppose she decides to try time out. She thinks, I don't know what exactly is causing him to do this, but I'm going to remove him from all reinforcement that I can see. I'm going to isolate him. Okay? But she has to remember something. Reinforcement is different for different people. What if Chad likes being out in the hallway alone? Or what if this behavior happens each time the math lesson begins? See, this would be a different sort of situation here. If this happens each time the math lesson begins, then what do we have here? Math lesson begins, Chad acts out, and the teacher puts him alone away from the math lesson, which he doesn't like. If that's what's happening, then what we've got is negative reinforcement. Math lesson is an aversive stimulus. So Chad acts up, and that gets him put out in the hallway where he is absent from, escaping from the aversive stimulus, which is the math lesson. So you need to be careful with timeout. Understand reinforcement is different for different people. Observation, understanding your students, knowing exactly what it is that causes them to be reinforced and not. We'll come back and look at this just a little bit more in a minute.